Final part of Total Football. It's been an afternoon of breaking stories, and here comes another. Michael Bridges alongside me. What can you tell us, Michael?
Yes, David, big breaking news. It's involving Tottenham. We've been talking about Dominic Solanke potentially moving from Bournemouth to Tottenham Hotspur all afternoon, and we can tell you now that a deal has been agreed between Tottenham and Bournemouth for the transfer of Dominic Solanke to move to North London, around £55 million plus 10 million add-ons. So Dominic Solanke on his way to Tottenham Hotspur.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, Mike. I think this is a significant move because we've been saying how quiet it has been ultimately at Spurs. When you look at the business that other clubs are doing, particularly Chelsea right now, this is an area that Spurs really did need to focus on, didn't they?
Yeah, but as Ange Postecoglou said in his press conference today, they want to improve the forward areas, and they are going to do that. There's still well over a week to go until the opening day of the season. It looks like they will get the player they were talking about for some weeks now. What's also very important as well to know, David, is that the player has been really keen to come. And while he has the utmost respect for Bournemouth, he's played for big clubs before. Let's not forget that. And Bournemouth have given him an opportunity, and he's done ever so well over the last few years, especially last season. But when Spurs looked at the attacking options, they opted for Dominic Solanke. He's an out-and-out striker, but can play as a 10, can play out wide. And from what we're hearing, he sounds very keen to move to Tottenham Hotspur as well. Maybe get that opportunity once again at a club in Europe, in the limelight. And obviously, it must have hurt him not being in that England squad. He probably thinks to himself, what more could I have done? Of course, Ollie Watkins did ever so well. Ivan Toney did well when given the opportunity. But Dominic Solanke will be really keen now to get into that England fold over the next few months as well.
Yeah, and it's funny because obviously the one thing we've been thinking about since Harry Kane left Tottenham last summer was, well, who would replace him? And this could be, some way to... I mean, I know it's not the same player. We know that Harry Kane is unique and incredibly important to Tottenham fans, but this could be the replacement they have been looking for. Just wonder, though, how does that affect that forward area for Tottenham? People like Richarlison, who are also been linked away from the club. Well,
Spurs, unlike last season, they're back in Europe. And we know the new European structures, David. That's going to be a lot of games. Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. It's not about an 11 anymore. It's about squad. Richarlison speaking to Brazilian media yesterday saying, I love it here. Playing for Brazil means everything to me. He wants to play in the biggest league in the world. He wants to play in the Premier League. And Ange Postecoglou spoke about Richarlison today and he said, Richarlison leaving. No one told me. I want Richarlison to stay. And there's going to be competition. Spurs need competition. It's not about one player going out and one player going in. And that's what Spurs fans will be pleased about today, because there will be options. And look, Richarlison's has injury issues as well, but when fit last season, he played ever so well for Spurs. So if he can stay fit, Spurs have options. And of course, Heung-min Son can play as a centre forward. Ideally, he's preferred sometimes on the left. But it's about options, David. And I don't think Spurs had those options all the time last season.
Let's just recap that if you're just joining us, this breaking news that Spurs and Bournemouth have agreed a fee of £55 million thereabouts plus 10 million in add-ons for the transfer of Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But in terms of that as a deal for Bournemouth, I mean, what sort of value does that represent, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, let's remember how well Andoni Iraola, manager you know well, has done. Really, really good job. It was a difficult start for him last season after Gary O'Neill left the club. But they're bringing in good players. And our colleague Mark McAdam will tell us more about that, I'm sure, because he will want to recruit as well. Andoni Iraola spoke very highly about Solanke. You get the impression that Iraola probably knew a bit, that it did look like But then Bournemouth fans will tell you it's pretty good money for them as well. So hopefully all parties happy. Bournemouth wish Solanke the best, and he gets an opportunity now, Solanke, to go on to a big club now, like he's had the opportunity at Chelsea to start with, then Liverpool, and really give him the opportunity now to show the Premier League and Spurs and the Spurs fans that he's going to be their main striker there.
Final question on the Spurs fans. How do you think this is going to be received by the Spurs fan base? A player who really hit his straps last season, so buying him, when he's proven the talent that he's got.
He's at a good age, maybe at his peak, and ready for this move. And I think Spurs fans can actually look forward to having a new striker when they play Leicester City Monday Night Football in just over a week's time. So, yeah, look, they'll be happy. They'll feel good. Tomorrow they get to see Harry Kane against Bayern Munich. And it isn't a replacement like for like, but they do have that new striker.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much indeed for that update.